Hello everyone, ToonySA here, formerly known as Manic with an update to the Spyro the Dragon 1 challenge run I completed some time back. That was the challenge run where I was trying to see what was more valuable to Spyro, flaming, charging, gliding, or pacifism. You could call this episode 33 if you want, because it does have some... You could call this episode 33 if you wanted to, because it does have some implications in terms of gem counts and things like that, but it doesn't actually affect the standings. Every single percent that we left the last episode off at, episode 32, they're exactly the same: 94, 90, 88, 84. The percentages don't change, but there's still some gems that I missed that have been figured out by not only a combination of me but other people who have given me some advice on how I could have got a few extra gems on this run. So there's three things to show you. Two of them are minor and one of them's quite significant, but they're all still really cool things that we're able to get done in Spyro 1. The first two things are both actually on the Toasty level, and they both have implications to no flame, which is chargeless obviously, and pacifism. The third trick, that has implications only for the no flame run, and that's on Dr. Shemp. So the first two things on Toasty, we figured out, like, during the final episode that I did, episode 32, I was in the middle of recording and I had the brainwave of getting the dogs on Toasty to kill themselves to give me gems. So I managed to figure out how to get one more dog, which is a whole extra 2 gems on the Toasty stage. If you go over to this wall here, you can actually convince the dog to drop to his death, trigger the death animation, and drop you 2 gems. The drawback is that you actually die. There's no way to get this gem without dying, and it's a lot more difficult than it looks. It took about 20 attempts to get this dog to go over the wall. But yeah, that's an extra 2 gems, and it affects 2 of the runs. The other thing on Toasty is probably way more cool. I mean, the first thing is pretty awesome, figuring out 2 gems from a dog that I didn't think was accessible. But this one's pretty cool because it's a proxy jump that I'm not entirely sure, but it may have been discovered by Toaster, I think his name is, or it also has been shown to me by Luminize. So one of the two figured it out. I'm not sure exactly who, but yeah, if you do a little hop, there's a chance that this dog here can proxy you to the end of the Toasty stage. And if we recall, because of the pacifist implications, we couldn't get the final hit on Toasty to lower the wall to get the 4 gems behind here, and for no flame, obviously we couldn't flame Toasty in the first place. There is a guy that knew a way to get a very, very difficult glide to here without this proxy, but I tried it probably 100 times with no luck. This one is a bit more consistent, but even this is ridiculously hard to get right. But yeah, this gives you 4 extra gems on Toasty, so that actually raises the bar from Toasty. On the no flaming challenge, we go up to 52 gems on Toasty, and on the pacifist run, we go up to 43 gems on Toasty. Again, that doesn't affect the percentage in any way. It's just such a small amount of gems, but yeah, that's still pretty awesome. The third thing I'm going to show you is probably the most difficult of the 3 things to get, in my opinion. This was actually discovered in the Vortex category of speedrunners. You can charge over here and glide around this place, and you can then bounce on the end like so and glide across from the top platform to the end of Dr. Shemp's level. Now we have access to these silver chests, and we can also use the key that we picked up earlier in the level to get another 25 gems here. So that's actually quite a significant amount of gems on Dr. Shemp that we get from this. If you remember previously, we could do this on Pacifist because we just avoided the last hit on Dr. Shemp and then glid across. For no flame though, of course we couldn't flame Dr. Shemp at all, and there's no other way to get up the height to go across the bridges to get these final gems. So that's huge. That's a lot of gems for this no flaming challenge. But yeah, still not significant enough to even bump up the percentage. So yeah, that's it, and that means that on Dr. Shemp we get an additional amount of gems, putting us on 226 out of 300. So that's quite a few gems. That's quite a good amount of gems that we get from that. Now there was a follower of the challenge called Morgan. He has claimed that it's possible to actually get some more gems on. I think it may have been Icy Flight and Crystal Flight, where you can. We tried to collect the chests on those levels like we had in some of the other Speedway levels, but we struggled to do that. He claims that it's like after like 1,000 attempts, according to him, that it's possible to get the chests on both of those stages, and that's enough to actually bump up the no flame. The no flame challenge. It's possible to bump the no flame challenge up a whole extra % from those gems. Now, because I don't have video footage evidence of this, and I personally don't want to put 1,000 attempts into trying, I'm not going to count that towards the score at this time. But if footage of that feat ever emerges, then I'll be sure to do an episode 34, if you like, just to add that on to the end. So yeah, I'm just going to reveal now the final gem counts that I have available to me, and then I have some great news. I've been working on the Spyro 2 challenge run. That's going to feature all 4 challenges from the get-go instead of 2, and then 2 more later on. So the first episode of that should be coming out around the same time as this video. This is kind of like a hype video for that. But yeah, I hope to see you watching those challenges, and let's see what we can get done in Spyro 2, which is going to be a lot more difficult due to the scripted nature of the game, needing to get talismans and things like that. It means like if I come to a point where I can't get a talisman, I'm going to have to, think of something interesting to do with that. So yeah, thank you. I've been TooneySA /ManicX, and see you in the next video.